afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're doing well. I don't know what the fuck this is supposed to be, because I'll be real with you. Turned on the camera, and I was just kind of like, 12? Yeah, 12, okay. Alright, we good. We good now. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. 12, nigga, 12. Let's go. Let's go. Just roll it. Just roll the goddamn intro. There's been this kind of sprinkling of a discussion lately of Nintendo in 2018. And there's a particular statement that has been made that is true, but also it's relatively pointless in the grand scheme of things. And I want to acknowledge that and kind of explain it, because apparently there's been a lot of misconceptions and a lot of knee-jerk reactions to the statement. We need to put some of this in perspective. Okay, so recently, my fellow, the leader of the Juices Loose had made a statement along the lines of Nintendo in 2018 has been pretty lackluster. And the problem with this statement from jump is that people didn't really understand what it meant. When he says Nintendo has been weak in 2018, this does not mean the Switch has been weak in 2018. This doesn't even mean the game lineup for the Switch has been weak in 2018. He means specifically the game output from Nintendo themselves has been weak in 2018. The other issue with this statement is that it's somewhat subjective, because if you are a Wii U owner, this year is automatically worse because of the amount of ports. Now, some would argue that still makes a weak year in general. But then again, the PS4 still fucking sold in a similar condition, and most people didn't say shit about that. Or if people did say shit about it, pretty much the people who criticized PS4 for it were in the minority. The same situation that's kind of happening now with the Switch, where that is a flaw of the Switch of this year, or of Nintendo of this year, but it seems like we're in the minority of people who criticize them for it in the first place. If you are a Wii U owner, the majority of this year has been kind of a wash in terms of first party content, because you had Donkey Kong, Bayonetta 1 and 2, Hyrule Warriors, Captain Toad, I'm missing something. I think that those were most of that was the good chunk of Nintendo ports, and like the only two brand new games from Nintendo was Kirby and Mario Tennis, which people have their criticisms of both games. Mario Tennis being a somewhat lackluster experience, although very good mechanically, and Kirby being even more casual experience than its predecessors. And Kirby in itself is already a casual series to begin with. And I think the other issue of this, and I think this is something that goes both ways, is that because, like I said, this is subjective, this is also an argument that doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. Saying that Nintendo had a lackluster 2018 doesn't mean a lot. And the reason why it doesn't mean a lot is specifically for one reason. We can't do nothing about it. I mean, we're in August. We're in the beginning towards the middle of August, and we're sitting here talking about the first 8 months. We can't do, well, not even the first 8 months, but I guess, the first 8 months of this year. And it's like, well, yeah, okay, fine, you're right. It's nothing else. It's kind of lazy, because you've just got a bunch of ports and like maybe two or three new actual games from Nintendo. If you want to include the Labo stuff or not, that's up to you. The point is, it's not a lot of brand new content that wasn't on another platform. But the issue is, well, I mean, so we had other third-party games come out, the Mega Man Collection, Okami. We got what? Fucking the My Hero game. We have fucking The World Ends With You. We have Octopath Traveler. We have SNK Heroines. We have other games, FIFA, NBA and shit, Dark Souls, Doom, Eternal and shit. Like, we got other things coming out that aren't just first party. And you had things like Fortnite come out recently in June. And you have things still coming out. Even brand new stuff that's coming out like Mario Party and Smash Brothers and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So it's one of those, you're right, and that's the weird situation of it all. And I think that's probably where the disconnect really comes in there. It's like, I get your point, and because in the grand scheme of things, this doesn't mean shit. It didn't stop Nintendo from really selling well, because they're still selling well month to month. They're selling about like 1 million consoles a month around about, and we already know that if nothing else, Pokemon, if nothing else, and we all know it's going to sell more than this, but if nothing else, Pokemon is going to sell. We're not even bringing up the heavy hitter that is Smash Brothers and the games that we know are coming next year. But the point, and that's kind of the issue with the argument in itself. It's like, it is a fair criticism because it is true. These games have been out on another system. They didn't have to do, I don't imagine they had to do a lot to port them. Or if nothing else, it didn't take them as long to port them as to make them originally, right? That would be the general idea, the general statement that I think people could make, and it'd be perfectly fine. And so you have Juice's criticism. It's like, oh yeah, it's a fair criticism. But I think the issue was like, so? I mean, and to be fair, this happened with the PlayStation 4, and it's like I had said earlier in this year. If you are a Wii U owner, Nintendo just essentially said, fuck you. 2018 is like, fuck the Wii U owner year. Because if you're a Wii U owner, guess what? You got a bunch of redundant-ass experiences with maybe some minor changes and tweaks. Bayonetta 2 runs better. You got a new mode in Donkey Kong. Hyrule Warriors has all the content in it. Captain Toad has exclusive Mario Odyssey base levels. What else? You got the Minecraft Bedrock Edition, even though we've already played Minecraft on the Wii U. And it's the same thing. It's like, if you were a Wii U owner and Nintendo just said, fuck you, so you had to suffer through this port process. But to be fair, that was the same issue that was going around with PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4. If you were an avid PlayStation 3 gamer and you were buying games consistently on the PlayStation 3, when you jumped on PlayStation 4, guess what you were getting? A bunch of fucking definitive editions, special editions. Oh, here's the PlayStation 3 game, but now it looks better, or now it runs a little bit better. Oh, look, I played Last of Us a year ago. Here it is again. Oh, I played all the Uncharted games on the PS3 twice. Here they are again. Oh, I'm a big fan of Kingdom Hearts. Here they are again. Actually, no, let me rephrase that. I bought the Kingdom Hearts collection on the PS3. Here it goes again, and it sucks, but unfortunately, those people were the minority, or there was more money to be made. And unfortunately, as a devoted fan, we got hit in the crossfire. Now, which is why I say it's the most pointless fair criticism of Nintendo, because it's in the grand scheme of things, that don't mean shit. To tell me that, oh, well, Nintendo's first party output this year has been pretty weak, is one of those things where I kind of paused for it and I was like, damn, you know what, you're right. Oh, back to playing Octopath Traveler, back to playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It's like one of those, yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. You think about it for a second, go, yeah, you're right. And I think the problem was that people misconstrued it from the beginning. People thought he was talking about something else. But it also needs to be recognized that at the end of the day, it's literally just a comment that doesn't mean anything. Because the Switch still had a good 2018. It's going to hell if Pokemon and Smash do as well as people think they're going to, hell, this is going to be a great, fucking amazing 2018. On top of the fact that a lot of these games are still getting supported. Still putting out updates for Splatoon 2. Still putting out updates for Kirby. Still putting out updates for Mario Tennis. Got a fucking DLC coming out for motherfucking Xenoblade 2 in a month. It's not like it's not like Nintendo's done. And then of course and I guess to casually mention the direct stuff, because Smash Brothers has been a weird enigma. Although, if you've noticed anything, you notice that whole "oh, it's support" talk kind of casually went out the window when the new direct came out and it blew everybody the fuck back. You notice how that conversation isn't even had anymore. Granted, that could partially be due to the fact that people still believe it, but there's just no point in talking about it or dwelling on it. But the point is that's snuck its way out of the conversation because it kind of doesn't matter anymore. Because as long as you still feel like you're getting your bang for your buck, and Smash Brothers is literally like one of the best examples of a game that when you put down $60, there is no way in hell you should ever feel cheated. Even the worst of the Smash games had a fuck ton of content in it that justified its purchase. And based off the direct, and considering we still have more information to be revealed, I think this Smash Brothers is either going to be just as good, if not better, than its predecessors, which is also great. I mean, personally, I have my issues with Smash Brothers, partially due to the fact that I am a fan of the esports side of it, so I enjoyed the E3 presentation almost, I wouldn't say just as much, but I enjoyed it more than other people did. But just to go into that, because I wasn't super excited. I think realistically, as a Nintendo fan, this is a fair statement to make. As a Nintendo fan, what would you be more excited about? Information on one game or information on a bunch of games coming to your platform? I'm a Nintendo fan, right? I'm a guy who loves Nintendo games or most of their IPs and properties. Do I only want to hear about Smash Brothers? No, because as a consumer, I want it all. I want to hear about Fire Emblem. I want to hear about Bayonetta 3. I want to hear about Travis Touchdown. Hell, I want to hear about No More Heroes 3. I want to hear about I want to hear about every fucking thing. The online. I want to hear everything. Realistically, I don't understand this idea of like, well, I don't understand why you guys were complaining because the Smash Brothers Direct was so cool. I'm a Nintendo fan. As a Nintendo fan, it's not even about Smash Brothers at this point. It's about, I want to get as much information on Nintendo as I can because I'm invested in everything that they do. I mean, which is why, and that's why I said on the Juiceless podcast the other day that although the Smash Bros. Direct was cool, I'd be lying if I told you I wasn't a little disappointed that it was only a Smash Bros. Direct. Because Nintendo fans, you don't want just Smash Brothers. You want updates on everything. Motherfuckers are still waiting on the Animal Crossing announcement. The fuck you talking like? That's why I understand the whole, I understand why you guys can't just be happy. It's not that I'm not happy. It's just that I want more. If anything, I'm selfish. That's the short version. I want more info all the goddamn time. And as a gamer, I have to recognize that doesn't always happen. Doesn't mean I'm still not going to be looking at Nintendo's news sites when Gamescom comes around in the next 2 weeks. Because even though that shit's not in America, guess what? That's new Nintendo information. I don't give a damn about what country it's in. Somebody will translate it. Because that's what you do. But that's just kind of what I wanted to say. It's nothing really big or major or some major revelation. It's just the point I wanted to make. That saying that, Nintendo had a weak output this year is a fair criticism. It just doesn't mean shit in the grand scheme of things because the year's almost over. We got other shit to look forward to. And it's not like the Switch has had a bad year. Just because Nintendo's output has been weak doesn't mean the Switch has been weak. You would think those correlate, and it would if the Switch was only Nintendo shit. But it's not. And that's the beauty of having a console that has support. I'm done. Good night. I need to turn the AC on because it's hot because I live in Georgia and it never gets cold anymore. That's a game. Play to win. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.